Well, hey, everybody, thank you and welcome to Kenneycast. We are here today with Sundance Head.
Hello.
Well, you're going to be here tonight, so we wanted to kind of cover a few things and talk about a few things with you and get caught up. Sundance, you and I go back. We were talking about this earlier. I know it's at least probably been a decade, I would say.
Sure, at least.
Rita and I got word of you through a friend of ours, and there was no other building, and I don't even know. There was a stage, I guess, back then, but it probably wasn't much of one. I don't know if there was.
I don't even remember.
I don't think maybe there was a stage originally. The first time you played here, I think you were standing in the corner maybe.
That's right.
And then when you came back maybe a year or so later after a songwriters retreat with Dean Dillon and some guys like that out in New Mexico, you showed up with an eye infection and put some sunglasses on and said, I don't know what it is, but don't get too close.
Don't get too close, that's right.
I'll stay up here, y'all stay down there, and we'll get a show, going.
Yeah, that was wild, man. That was my first time in Indian Head, and I was up there with Dean Dillon and Jody and Jason Allen, Josh Ward, Bree Bagwell, and we were all camping, and man, I got some mosquito repellent in my eye, like a healthy too much. And at first, I didn't think it was going to bother me, and then it got, like, over the couple of days, it got to where it was red, and it looked like my eye was about to fall out. I couldn't see.
No mosquito bites, though.
No mosquito bites. And Jody Booth took me to the Las Vegas clinic where the doctor came out there, and he was younger than me, and he had a needle. I said, what are you going to do with that? He said, well, I've got to give you a shot in your eye. And I said, I said, you're not giving me a shot, dude.
So you didn't take the shot?
I took the shot. It's the only way I could get better, but I didn't want to. The guy looked like my son. He was about to give me a shot, so I was nervous. I hate needles. That's why I never tried heroin either.
So I've got to ask, Jody Booth drives you to Las Vegas. Does he just drop you off at the clinic and go to the casino while you're there? He didn't wait with you, did he?
No, he stayed with me.
Did he really?
He stayed with me, but I was in bad shape. He did me a favor that day.
He'd drop me off and go to the casino, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that goes on, and then shortly after that, you're on the #1 TV show probably of all time when it comes to singing competitions. There's probably no doubt about it.
Right.
And win that in what year was that?
That was 2016.
You won The Voice in 2016.
That's right.
And after that, you did the entire national touring part that goes along with all that.
Yep.
And are still touring.
We're still touring. We were on a good trajectory there, and then we had just when COVID had hit, we were doing a national radio tour for a national record, and we had some sponsor money behind us, and Dean Dillon was with us, and everything was looking like it was going to work out, And then the Chinese ended my career again, so I had to start all over.
How many careers you think got? Because we're going to talk about that in a minute. How many careers you think ended during COVID? I mean, it had to have been.
It's the people in this lifetime will be affected by that forever.
I agree with that.
Especially in our industry, like we didn't qualify for anything. We were kind of in that area that didn't get any assistance because we were traveling musicians, working artists, but we had an agency, we had management, and these guys they got the benefits.
Right.
When everything crashed, we didn't get any of the deposits. As the artist, you didn't get any of the income at all. It was just wiped away. Right. And you're considered work for hire for a lot of those entities, so they don't have to subsidize you in an event like this. And we were also deemed non-essential by our own government. So
it's funny. We, as a restaurant live music venue, we fell in that same category. And since then, and I wanted to ask you that. Okay, how many years have you been doing this now, Sundance? You would say professionally?
Professionally since probably 2010, maybe.
Okay.
I was 33 when I put together my first band as an adult.
Okay.
And I'm 47 now. So
you're 47 years old now.
That's a lot of math.
But I'm 49, so we're that Gen X, as they call it. Grew up riding our bicycles until the lights got turned off, and lights came on, and it was time to get home.
That's right.
But In today's world, we are in a TikTok world, whatever you want to call it. We're in a social media world, and we were talking about this earlier, that the importance of trying to do that. How have you had to approach that, and how do y'all approach that on a daily basis as your team, between you and your wife? And I know, because I know it's a collaborative between the whole, the whole family and everything else.
At this point, man, I've tried to take as much of it over to myself as I can, because it has come down to that device.
Right.
And as far as getting out on social media, I fought it for a long time because I'm the old school guy, and I thought that, I still think it's really corny, man. I hate doing it.
Right.
But I do see the effects of doing it.
Right.
I'm at almost 4 million views per month on Meta now.
There you go.
From the videos and stuff that we're putting out, So now I'm paying attention to
analytics.
When they tell me they're increasing my reach. I like that.
Right.
So now it's like I'm into this now, and now I was like going, dude, you're it's just too much. I'm like, hey man, I'm in it, dude.
No, and I think you got to almost treat it like you did the radio tours back in the day. You have to go, okay, I mean, we're going to try to hit this market, so now we put it out, maybe put the circle over there for a little bit, and then move the circle and try to grow that away.
For me, I think what the way I've approached it and how I benefit from it is, I just do videos of me singing covers of songs I like in my personal style.
Right.
I don't try to cover an artist verbatim. That's boring. Why would you do that, right? So I try to take a song and make it into a Sundance Head song, and I have 1 minute and 50 seconds to make you look at it.
Right.
And most dudes check out after like 3 seconds. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
I've started alleviating a lot of the pre-play, and it's like, hey, get right into it.
Right.
And
because you don't have much time to keep their attention.
You got to engage them, and
that thumb is at work at all times. Man. You're fighting that thumb twitch.
So I try to only post content that has some type of that's been measured, as far as it's not just BS.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you can scroll for days and see a lot of dumb stuff that has nothing that could not value you couldn't use to improve your life in any way or learn anything from. So what I try to do is just post music stuff. I don't post politics. I don't try to post anything about any personal view particularly.
At your age, I think you figured out that that's probably not where your lane is supposed to be. You're here to do this.
Yeah, so I just want to play music and engage with as many people as I can, and I don't really care where they go and what they do.
Right.
After us spending 90 minutes together, you know what I mean?
Right. That's not really your business.
No, and I'm sure everybody has a belief and everyone has an opinion, but I don't really care. I don't want to hear your opinion.
Right.
And I think a lot of people feel that way now, especially.
Right.
And I think we've went through the cancel culture, and that's over now.
Yeah, and that's a good thing.
So
speaking of songs that are in the style of Sundance,
what I'm trying to tell you is no one really knows what's going on.
We don't have clue.
And in 6 months, it's going to be completely different than it is right now.
There's no doubt. Yeah, there's a trend every minute.
Yeah.
So, speaking of music in the style of Sundance Head, you've got an album coming out.
I do. I have a record, The Road to Redemption.
What's that mean to you? Where'd that title come from? I think I have an idea. So
this is the only record I've ever written and recorded sober, ever. I'm 3 years sober from alcohol this past August, and it's really changed my life. Thank you, man. And it's the first time as an adult that I have learned to love and respect myself as a person again. I'm finding a lot of things. A lot of things in my life are just the way they're supposed to be through the grace of God, but I've taken the absolute long road to get here. You know what I mean? So, and I almost died back November 15th. I shot myself. I shot myself, but I wasn't even holding the gun. I was about 3 feet away. But I was the only one there that witnessed it, so yeah, I guess it was me. Gun negligence? Okay, I'll take that.
Speaking of gun negligence, you've got a gun safety course coming up.
Yeah, I'm hosting gun safety courses in Cherokee County.
So, 1 year anniversary of shooting yourself on November the, what day did you shoot? 15th. And you're 3 years sober.
I am.
And Road to Redemption will be out in...
well, we're thinking the first of the year. I'm trying to figure out what the plan is, because we've got 15 songs. I don't know if we're going to make it into 2 records or 3.
And that's so in today's world,
or
so
none.
well, in today's world, there seems to be a few different tactics here when it comes to releasing an album. A lot of them are, okay, I can take 15 songs and throw it on one record and hopefully get a single or maybe even 2 in the long run out of it, or I release 1 a month, for 15 months in a row, and just kind of keep. Sure. I see that. So at this point in your career,
I don't think anybody really knows.
No, I don't. I mean, so what makes you choose between 1, 2, 3, 3 EPs
well,
or 2?
I don't know, man. This is also the first record I've wrote, and I think it reflects the sound that I've always been looking for, which is, very power ballad driven, country rock. It really covers a big gambit of stuff, and I enjoy playing it live, and that's why I wanted to write these songs in this way. And so, I don't know, man. I'm just glad that we recorded the record, and as far as the marketing goes, I don't know. I know what I did and what we did in the studio. If people will give the record a listen to, it would become a mainstay in their collection of music. And that's all I really was doing, was making a record that I would appreciate and that I know people like me that enjoy listening to music for not only a pastime, but as a spiritual connection, and it makes me feel good, makes me feel away. And becoming sober made me realize, man, that's why I started playing guitar in the beginning. It wasn't because I wanted to make any money or be badass or get rich or get famous.
It was for girls?
No, it wasn't. For me, man, it's because I liked it.
Okay.
It made me feel good, and I enjoyed, I'm happy playing music, and then I remember that's what it's all about.
How much of that you think was influenced of looking down the hallway and seeing your dad being the rock star that he was?
Oh, man, I think I took a lot of that for granted, man, now that I think about it, man. I should have paid attention more, and I should have asked more questions, and I should have been in on it, And I pretty much just did everything I could do to be out of it.
Right.
I didn't want a part of it because I had seen the decline. I was born in '78, and my dad was already hitting his 40s, and like his mega stardom was on the way down, and his personal conduct, he was abusing alcohol and doing a lot of coke and stuff, and so I seen the negative aspects of the business. I wasn't around to see the good part of the business.
Right.
So I didn't want no part of it, and I thought that's the way it had to be.
But that may have been the most important part that you needed to see at that stage too.
Maybe,
to at some point in your career go, all right, I've seen where that can go.
Absolutely, I think so.
Because I'm a geek this way and geek out on these things. Did you write majority of all these songs? You co-write?
I wrote all these songs.
All solo writes. That's
No, not all solo writes.
Okay.
I wrote one song with Ryder Grimes on there.
Okay. Great young writer, yeah.
And I think that's it.
That's cool. Okay. Now, when you go into studio, what is your studio?
I like to record at Stormy Cooper Media in Houston.
Right.
I
Great.
like Stormy.
Unbelievable.
I like his facility, and it feels good to be in there. I really like. They got a really top-notch studio there.
Right.
The vibe alone is pretty badass.
And that makes
that's a good start.
I was going to say, when you get in there,
Yeah.
I mean, because that's the biggest part of making music is just being comfortable, I would think. So
The first song that we're going to start with probably is a song called South of Austin.
Okay.
And I wanted to put a blues song on here, and I'd been listening to a lot of Louisiana Red, which I don't know if you know who this guy is, but he may be the single greatest blues musician of all time.
That's pretty stout words.
Okay, well, nobody knows who this guy is, but I'm telling you, dive into some Louisiana Red.
Okay.
But and his influence was Johnny Lee Hooker was a big deal of him. So there was a particular slide lick that they did with the slide that I really like to play, but I'm not good enough to play on the slide.
Okay.
So I took it and I cheated it in the key of A, and made a little blues tune out of it. And so we called it it was named the Hooker Song.
Okay.
But it was for Johnny Lee Hooker, but I
Right.
was constantly having to explain that to people. So I said, I got to change the name before we release the record and copyright it. So now it's called South of Austin.
Okay.
All right.
I love it.
The second song we'll probably dive into is a song with some capos. This is my first record to have capo music on there.
Okay.
I never used a capo before.
Why?
I pretty much like singing in the key of G. Honestly, I just like that key.
Right.
So I kind of try to move around in that key. And I noticed that my songwriting was getting kind of repetitive in certain chord structures and changes. And so I thought, well, I'll get a capo, and all that did was take all those same chord structures to a different key. But it's brand new to me, you know.
And it'll be new to everybody that hears it. I mean, yeah.
So the second song we'll do is a song called "More Than I Did" that we wrote in Indian Head at the ranch.
Okay.
In a teepee, hanging out with Eric Trump during the presidential election.
Are you serious?
He shot a royal elk. It was 7 foot wide by 7 foot tall.
7 foot wide by 7 foot tall.
Yep.
And so y'all were there. When was this when y'all were there with Eric Trump?
It was during the vice presidential election. The vice presidential debate, whatever week that was, September last year.
So y'all sat through.
We watched the debate
vice
with
president debate with Eric Trump.
We watched it with him in a bar that would hold probably 15 people on a private ranch, and there was only 5 of us in there, 6 of us.
And I've heard about how many acres you think this ranch is. I mean, if you had to just
I would
ballpark
probably lie. It would probably be an understatement if I said 250,000.
And I've heard
250,000 is probably not right. It's probably more than that. They own mountains.
Right. I was gonna say. And so y'all go out. I mean, there's a bunch of songwriters that go out and do all of that. Mm-hmm. And
right.
So
it's Patrick Swayze's ranch.
Okay, that's okay.
So,
I couldn't remember if it was Christopher Reeves or Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze. Okay. It was owned by Steve Alvis and Patrick Swayze.
Okay.
Swayze. And they still have a partnership on the property, I think. I don't know. I'm probably speaking out of line. I really don't know anything, but they asked us to come up there and we hang out.
Y'all are kind of part entertainment, but then y'all get together in the evening time as writers and take it as
it's amazing. Last year I went Indian Head. I was looking for arrowheads.
Right.
And I found 13.
Are you serious?
I'm the king of arrowheads. If you need anything, if you need to figure out gun safety or arrowhead
identification,
I can do it, man. Once I never found any, but once your eye sees one and recognizes it, it's like pow.
Like anything else,
yeah.
Start getting familiar. Well, that's all I got. I just knew that. I mean, just wanted to kind of connect. I knew the people out there. I just kind of want to know who's Sundance Head behind Sundance Head.
Well,
because they get this 90 minutes of, and really. Most of them have to sit there with their mouth open, scared to kind of breathe. To listen to you sing is a full-bodied thing. Because, I mean, you start holding your breath because you're like, Is he going to go there? Is he going to do that? Oh, my, and it's so cool. I mean, it's been cool to watch, really.
And I still feel like right now in my life, man, I'm singing with conviction and commitment. And I can't say that I've ever done that before. So that's exciting to me.
And what are you convicted to, and what's the commitment to?
Well, life has convicted me.
Right.
I'm the perfect sinner, and I've been able to see it, and now I'm just trying to do things the best I can every chance I get.
Well, that's what we should all try to do every day.
Amen to that, buddy.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah.